your YouTube channel, Crew from Hell 2.0. Man, it's only been up for like a month and people are talking about it. I think you got 1,500 subscribers. It's cool, man. It's blowing
It's
up and I can see why. It's really, really cool. So
it's a blast.
what
It's a
got you
blast.
started on all this? What made
Well,
you
honestly, it was being at the places I was at and just having my phone, talking to my wife and my friends and going, "Hey, check this out. Can you believe what's going on? This is crazy, huh?" And then I started putting up the phone while we would set up. Like, you know what? I want to watch this later. Everybody in my crew, they're going to love this later. So I did that and I just kept doing that and I kept doing it. And I got home and I looked at my phone, like, you really should download all these, videos you have on your camera. So I did. I started to watch them and I'm like, this is kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I could make something out of this for the crew. I had no idea I was going to make a show out of it. And so the more I did it and the more things I put together, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I could throw this on YouTube, have some fun with this. And that's really all it is. iPhone, iMovie.
Yeah.
I learned how to, put some text on there. I learned how to make a thumbnail and put the Star Wars letters descriptions in there. And that's it,
all the kids are doing it.
Yeah.
And and I'm glad that you joined the kids.
I'm glad to.
Doing it because it's kind of like you're an influencer.
I had no idea. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have a brand soon. You'll need
we're gonna have his own jerseys.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Bobby rocking the Crew from Hell 2.0.
Right.
The number on the back will be 2.0.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be. Right now, it's my name.
Oh shit!
Cool.
He got you set up.
Oh yeah. He set me all up.
Good.
So how much footage do you think you have? How many episodes?
I've got 8 episodes out and I still have, I don't know, maybe about 8 shows in the can or more. Whatever I want to call a show. When I get too long and start getting 20, 25 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to make it a part 1 and 2, just divide it up. I don't know how much attention span. I think most people are looking at it on their phones. I don't know. Totally learning. Totally accidental show that I have.
Well, you've been on Capsize plenty of times. You kind of know where it's going and what to say. So
sure, I guess so.
We've all kind of learned.
Idea
Dave Pruitt,
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, the original plan in my head was to do more like what you guys are doing, but with crew, because I'm surrounded by so many crews. And, y'all are talking to the rock stars, and that's great. And that's really exciting to see. And your Wolf Hoffman was so killer. I was like, oh, man, I got to go on after Wolf Hoffman. I'm so boring.
No, you're not.
I like his Fast as a Shark talking about that. It's like, we didn't know. We was just fucking around. We didn't care. I was like,
yeah.
I just thought it would be for the crew and doing it for the crew. But it turns out I'm doing it for, doing it for myself. And now I'm putting it out there.
Well, I'm
sorry, but what I wanted to say was, y'all have inspired me big time. And I wanted to do interviews, excuse me, but with the crew, because I'm surrounded by so many crew people. And so the original idea was to interview crew, and which I will get into, of course. But Crew from Hell, I'm really keeping it close to the crew and just us, really, because I'm not trying to piggyback on anything else. Really, it's just I'm going to keep it Crew from Hell because our crew, the 2.0 is because there was such a rich history of Pantera and their Crew from Hell.
Yeah.
So we're the 2.0, but that's what management started calling us in all the text threads and stuff. And here's the 2.0, people for this tour. So I just took that. I'm like, all right, we're Crew from Hell 2.0.
So obviously you have consent from the band and management and all the guys, and they want to be interviewed, and you're gonna, because dude, I have the suspicion that everyone's gonna, that's what I figured, of course, but I have to ask because those of us who've checked out a couple episodes or became addicted quickly and have seen everything that you've uploaded, they want to see that shit that they can't see.
That's what it is.
What's happening at 10 a.m.? What's happening at
Yeah.
noon? What's happening
Right.
at 3? Because no one knows.
No one knows.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's like I said before, I find myself standing in a situation like, wow, look at that. They're lifting all that shit up to the ceiling. And that, oh shit, took up my phone. Like, check this out, and just start showing it. And it is fascinating.
Yeah.
And it is an insight that no one gets to see because no one's supposed to be there. And no one really legally or safely, that's a word now, safely.
Okay, thank you.
Can be there because, it's crew and hard hat. And I'm just kind of sneaking around everybody because, first of all, I'm not shy. I don't care. I'll just get up in them and start talking to people. And for the most part, people are really friendly about it. But see, it started out just Bobby. Oh, it's Bobby and his phone again, And but now that I'm putting out episodes, it was funny. I went out on this last run last week to the Sonic Temple Festival, and I got a little more personalities starting to happen out of the crew people. Like they want to say like, "Hey, man," and like I'll be filming and they'll come behind like, "Hey, bro," and I'm like, "Right on." That's really what I want.
Yeah, you
Well,
got
that's what I wanted out of it. For the most part, crew people, they're not like me. I guess I'm not your typical crew guy because I'm a ham. I'm boisterous. I'm like, whatever. I'm not shy at all. But a lot of people are. And there's like, nah, just leave me alone to my gig. I really don't want to be interviewed and talk. But the rapport I've made with my crew and these people have been over the last almost 2 years. So, we got this thing now. I got little insight isms that we talk about and jab each other about because we're crew and that's how we do. And I can bring it out of them and I can have some fun with them.
Yeah.
And I think that instead of being a journalist showing up on a stage like, hi, I'm from something, something, and we'd like to interview you if you have a few minutes. I'm just walking up on the motherfuckers like, hey, bro, so, hey, what's the thing? And what are you doing? And, well, hey, what's that? And all this. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're loving it. And it's working out well. And it's fun that way.
Right, and they can kind of jack around a little bit and be comfortable about it, and then eventually there's hints of the truth is what. Well, I change the strings, every day on 10 guitars and that blah blah blah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
people, and that's shit people want to know. I have a legitimate question about, and of course this is not during the day when you're running around until some kind of sound check or line check or whatever you guys are doing. Are you doing anything during sound check or line check? Is your phone on? Or are you going, hey, check this out? If
I set it up side stage, then yes, I'll have some footage.
But you're clocked in, whatever that means.
I'm clocked in.
You're paying attention. You can't hold your phone and clown around while the band.
I'm not supposed to.
I think where I'm going is
I don't know.
Hey, it seems like whatever's working is working, and if the band is open-minded to Zach's videos that he puts out are hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man,
and he's having a blast doing it. How come he hasn't had his? Why didn't he uploading and have a channel? Because that shit is fantastic.
He does BLS.
Oh.
All his BLS stuff.
Oh, it is. It is a show.
It's not a show, but it's just his ads.
It's not
his
a YouTube channel.
I don't think so. It's his Instagram and his stuff.
Yeah.
He'll look at his bass player JT and have a guitar, and like, ooh, JT, look at his new guitar. Isn't it amazing? Oh. And then JT will like,
yeah.
Those are so good. He does all that kind of stuff.
And the superhero shit, like the He-Man. He's that shit's hysterical.
It's so great.
Well,
so Jason brought up a good point, and I was going to ask the same. The first thing that kind of struck me when I started watching your videos is Did he have to get permission for this? And I know you're tight with the Pantera dudes, of course, but you got a lot of footage of the stage with, when you were out opening for Metallica, playing stadiums and that sort of thing. Did you have to get any permission from the Metallica camp to film any of that stuff? Or are they chill with
No,
it, or they just don't know? Or
as
what?
far as I know, as far
Yeah.
as I know, I'm just
Yeah.
going for it, man. I'm throwing it out there.
Is
You
there
know,
anything off limits with the Pantera camp? Are they like, don't show this and don't show that? Everything else is fine. Is there
the
anything?
show is crew from hell, and I'm keeping it with the crew, and I'm really keeping it with us. I'm
Yeah.
not going backstage with the fellas while they're getting ready or
Right.
really in their face while they're sound checking. And we're taking care of biz. We're taking care of biz. We're on a
Yeah.
tight schedule. We got a certain amount of time. We got to do this and that. So when I'm talking to somebody, it's because they have a minute to do so.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to somebody about the pyro or their guitar or their, setting up chains for PA, it's because they have a minute to do so.
Right.
So I'm not interrupting anybody's job. I'm not interrupting anybody's flow. And I know the flow. I read it and I can see it. So I'm finding my ins where I can find my ins.
Yeah.
And I started to see, since the Metallica shows started going around, and there was press there, and I started to see things on YouTube of people walking around the Metallica donut and,
Oh yeah.
this and that. So I'm like, why can't I? I'm just going to do it.
And they're
So
filming the band.
Sure.
They've got the band coming up right to their face. Hey man, what's up? Hey, I remember you and all that. That's
Yeah.
everywhere. People
Yeah.
can.
You're,
Yeah.
It's like
you're more chill.
so.
Yeah. So I'm
you're-
walking into Ford Field when it's absolutely empty. And it seems like I'm looking around and it's just three of us on the donut. And I'm like, check this out, y'all. Early morning, Ford Field, nobody's in here. And
Yeah.
here's the donut. And here's how this works.